how the Conviction Rune and Judgment Rune works. What's up, Saviors? GH here. You finally found it. In this video, I'm gonna show you how it works, what are the best skills to use with Conviction and Judgment Rune, and I'm gonna show you how to get them. And with that said, let's not waste any more time. Let's do this. First, let's start with how the Conviction Rune works. So this is how it goes. When you put it on a skill and you hit an enemy with the Conviction Rune, you will have a chance to get the Conviction buff for 3 seconds, which does nothing by itself, but you can consume it with a Judgment Rune. So you need another skill with a Judgment Rune on it. And when you consume the Conviction buff with the use of a skill with a Judgment Rune, you will get the Judgment buff like this on the screen. So you get 100% more combat resource recovery, which is basically your mana recovery. And you also get reduced cooldown by 15%. So this is an awesome rune to take advantage of, especially when you're about to use your awakening and long cooldown skills. Now guys, if you successfully activated Judgment and it lasts 5 seconds, there's about 25 seconds cooldown before you can activate Conviction again. So what are the best skills to use Conviction and Judgment Rune on? Typically, you will want to put both on multi-hitting skills that executes very quickly. What I mean is, it hits very fast because every hit has a chance to activate both the Conviction buff and Judgment buff. For example, on this Glaivier, you have this Tornado skill that does multiple hits and it hits really fast, and as you can see, it can activate the Conviction buff with a higher chance because it does multiple hits. Now, when the Conviction buff activates, it only lasts for 3 seconds, so you need to be fast and activate the Judgment buff. Actually, you must assume that the Conviction buff will activate because you might miss the chance to activate the Judgment buff. So the skill that you will use on Judgment must also be multi-hitting, and it does it quick. Now, Glaivier has this skill here that does 8 quick hits, and this is how you should approach it. Use the Tornado skill with the assumption that it will activate the Conviction buff. So you will need to use your Judgment skill right about the end of your Conviction skill. So in general, put your Conviction Rune in a skill that does quick multiple hits and continually hits after activating. And guys, Conviction cannot be activated by damage over time debuffs like Flame. It must be a skill hit. As you see here, while our Conviction Tornado is happening, we can pre-spam our Judgment skill so that if the Conviction buff activates, we're already hitting the enemy. But if you have a lower rarity Conviction, wait for about a second or two before spamming your Judgment skill. Anything higher than uncommon will pretty much activate instantly. So yeah, as much as possible, get a higher rarity Conviction and Judgment Rune. The green Conviction and Judgment Rune will work, but it's not recommended. Now, where do we get the Conviction and Judgment Rune? The uncommon ones, the green ones, it's sold in every port by a ship outside. It's cheap. Now, the rare Conviction is obtained by having this item over here. And when you have this, the Stronghold Merchant Rune will have a chance to appear in your stronghold. And he will sell you a rare Conviction Rune. Now, the Epic Conviction is a reward for the Masterpieces. And the Legendary Conviction is obtained by getting this item over here. And if you use that item, the Stronghold Merchant Marte will have a chance to appear in your stronghold, and she will sell you a Legendary Conviction and Judgment Rune. As for the rare Judgment, it's obtained by earning the trust of Ealin. You need to have a lot of virtue to get this, around 300 plus, so this will take a while. As for the Epic Judgment, you will have to do all the quests in the Eternity Isle and earn the trust of Mari. This is somewhat reasonable, but still takes time. And lastly, there's another Legendary Judgment, and it's a reward for the Masterpieces. Now, if you ask me as a free-to-play player, this is just my opinion guys, try getting the rare Conviction by adventuring in Shushire, and get an Epic Judgment in Eternity Isle by earning the trust of Mari. There's a lot of ways to do this, so do what you think is best for you. And if you have any more questions, just comment. And this is Gaming Hardcore. See you in the next one.